Welcome to today's explainer. Today, we are going to build a mental map together. It's kind of like a giant puzzle, a structured, thematic mind map that unlocks one of the absolute most fascinating secrets of human existence. We're talking about how to live a long, joyful, and deeply purposeful life. We're going to be exploring the incredible insights from the book Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. I am literally so thrilled to guide you through this material, mapping out these concepts so you can easily absorb them and, more importantly, apply them to your own life.
So, what is the secret to a long and happy life? It's the ultimate question, isn't it? In our modern world, so many of us are battling burnout, chronic stress, and this lingering sense that we're just going through the motions. We constantly find ourselves asking, is the whole point just to live longer, or should we be seeking some sort of higher purpose? Why do some people literally leap out of bed with passion, while the rest of us kind of just languish in confusion? Well, the answer actually might just hide inside this rather striking number, 24.55. That is the number of people over 100 years old per 100,000 inhabitants on the Japanese island of Okinawa. To put that into perspective, this figure is far above the global average. No way around it. These folks aren't just surviving, they are thriving, enjoying this really enviable vitality. But how?
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to use this agenda as our mind map today. We'll be exploring the village of longevity, discovering your Ikigai, finding your flow, the 80% rule, centenarian wisdom, and finally, the 10 rules of Ikigai. All right, let's hit section 1, the village of longevity. We're starting with the very first branch of our mind map, traveling straight to a rural town on the north end of Okinawa called Ogimi. The authors of our source material actually traveled directly to Ogimi. They packed up their cameras and recording devices to go and interview the eldest residents. This lush green town of about 3,000 people is famously nicknamed the Village of Longevity. The researchers wanted to know, was their secret the antioxidant-rich citrus fruit they grow there, or maybe the pure water? But as it turns out, what they found was something much deeper. What actually powers this village is an uncommon, totally infectious joy. You see, despite suffering tragic losses during World War II, the locals live by this principle of ichori bachore, which means treating everyone like a brother, even strangers. And from an early age, they practice yuimaru, or deep community teamwork. They maintain these active, unhurried lifestyles. They're always busy, sure, but never frantic, heavily supported by their really strong social ties. It's beautiful, really. Which brings us to section 2, discovering your Ikigai. This is the very center of our mind map, the philosophical hub of this entire explainer. This is the existential fuel that keeps the people of Okinawa moving. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it visually anchors the whole concept. Your Ikigai is found exactly where your passion, mission, vocation, and profession all overlap. It's that absolute sweet spot between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. According to the Japanese, everyone has an Ikigai hidden deep inside them, and finding it, well, that requires a patient search. Literally translated, Iki means life, and Gai means to be worthwhile. So it's the happiness of always being busy with a purpose. It's your literal reason for getting up in the morning. In fact, having a clearly defined Ikigai is so deeply ingrained in Japanese culture that the Western concept of retirement, leaving the workforce for good and just stopping, it simply doesn't exist there. They just keep doing what they love, adding value to their community for as long as their health allows. Moving on to section 3, finding your flow. Let's jump over to the mindset branch of our map and see how this builds into our daily routine. Because knowing your Ikigai is one thing, but how do you actually experience it day to day?
Well, you do it by finding your flow. There is a massive difference between living in a flow state versus a frustrated state. When you're engaged in an activity connected to your Ikigai, you enter flow. It's an optimal experience. It feels pleasant, and incredibly, your ego just completely fades away. The task itself leads you. On the flip side, frustration is exhausting, right? It's driven by constant self-criticism, and the ego is heavily present. In Japan, artisans, engineers, and creatives master this flow through gambaru, which means persevering and doing one's best. They focus on sophisticated simplicity. And remember, flow is like a muscle. The more you train it, the closer you get to your Ikigai. Okay, section 4, the 80% rule. Let's take a look at the physical body and diet branch of our mind map. Because to vigorously pursue your Ikigai, you absolutely need the physical vitality to back it up. And this brilliantly illustrates that point. The most famous dietary anchor of Okinawa is hara hachibu.
It's the ancient practice of eating only until your stomach is 80% full. Less is literally more here. By stopping before they're completely stuffed, Okinawans wear out their digestive systems way less. And remarkably, blood tests reveal they actually have fewer free radicals, and those are the main culprits responsible for cellular aging. So if you want to map this Okinawan diet onto your own life, here are some direct, actionable steps straight from the source. First, simply stop eating when you feel that 80% fullness. Don't go for that extra side dish or dessert just because it's sitting right there. Second, prioritize high nutritional value foods. Think colorful vegetables and superfoods. And third, aggressively eliminate the stuff that ages us prematurely, refined sugars, refined grains, and heavily processed foods. All right, let's turn to Section 5, Wisdom from the Centenarians. It's time to hear directly from the masters of longevity themselves. I absolutely love this quote. Misao Okawa lived to be 117 years old. That means she lived across 3 different centuries. When asked about her self-care routine, her answer was refreshingly simple and charming. She said, eating sushi and sleeping. But the real key takeaway is that second part. You have to learn to relax. A stoic, unhurried attitude seriously lowers anxiety and preserves your youth. Here is another incredibly fascinating perspective from an unnamed supercentenarian from the text who reached 111. She admitted she didn't possess some magical secret formula, pointing instead to her lifelong plant-based diet. It really goes to show the beautiful variety in the routines of these incredibly long-lived individuals, though that common thread of mindful, light eating definitely remains. And rounding out our centenarian wisdom is Walter Bruning, who lived to 114. He worked on the railroad for 50 years, literally kept exercising well into his later years. His quote perfectly encapsulates the physical manifestation of Ikigai, keeping both your mind and your body consistently busy with meaningful tasks. And that brings us to Section 6, the 10 Rules of Ikigai. This is the grand synthesis of our mind map today, distilled directly from the wisdom of Ogimi. So the crucial point is how we actually apply this. Here are the first few golden rules. Rule 1, stay active. Don't retire. Keep bringing value to the world. Rule 2, take it slow. Leave urgency behind, because being in a constant hurry is inversely proportional to your quality of life. And Rule 3, remember harahachibu. Don't fill your stomach. Treat your body with real respect so it can carry you through a long, beautiful life. Moving down the list. Rule 4, surround yourself with good friends. Cultivate your own Yumaimeru community to share stories, get advice, and honestly, just to have fun. And skipping down to the ultimate rule, Rule 10, follow your Ikigai. There is a passion inside you, a truly unique talent that drives you to share the absolute best of yourself. If you don't know what it is yet, well, your current mission is simply to discover it. Let your curiosity be your compass. Finally, I want to leave you with this absolutely profound Japanese concept to close out our explainer today. Ichigo Ichie. It translates roughly to, this moment exists only now and won't come again. Life is ephemeral. And you know what? That is exactly what makes it beautiful. Don't lose yourself worrying about the past or stressing over the future. Take a look at the mind map we've built today. Which pillar are you going to focus on first? How will you live fully in this present moment, right now, to start pursuing your own Ikigai?